One of the things in our journey through the Bible that we see is people bringing every emotion imaginable to God in prayer and in expressing their faith, their struggles. And as we conclude the book of Nahum with the very last verse of the book, it's really rejoicing in God's judgment on the cruel. And the final verse of the book, chapter 3, verse 19 is, and this is the prophet speaking to the city of Nineveh, or the Ninevites, or the Assyrians, if you will. There is no assuaging your hurt. Your wound is mortal. All who hear the news about you clap their hands over you, for who has ever escaped your endless cruelty? It's something that we see even in the world today as we ponder the unfolding situation in Ukraine, with them being attacked on three sides by the Russian military. We see people lamenting what's taking place, and we can imagine the world is almost universally on the side of the Ukrainians, trying to defend their homeland, their people, their nation, their sovereignty. And if somehow the Ukrainians could win, if the Russians could be beaten back, there would be great rejoicing in Ukraine and in many other places as well. And that's an ancient human feeling that we're seeing expressed in the book of Nahum, that when a militarily aggressive nation that has been cruel and conquered other lands is defeated and put down themselves, everybody else tends to be happy about that. On a more personal level, part of what I take from the book of Nahum and from this verse is I don't want to live my life in such a way that people rejoice if I suffer misfortune, right? You don't want to be the kind of person who everybody is glad if something bad happens to you because you treat people so poorly, so cruelly, so indifferently. And so I try to think about, it's far better to live a life in such a way that if something happens to you, you'll be missed, rather than people will be clapping their hands over you, as Nahum expresses over the Ninevites. We're going to see as we transition to our next book of the Bible, the prophet Habakkuk, that you also have to be careful what you wish for. Because in rejoicing over the fall of the Assyrians to the Babylonians, the people of Judah thought, "Isn't this great?" And then the Babylonians came for them. And we'll hear that starting tomorrow from the prophet Habakkuk.